something strange is happening. People are getting more spiritual, but less happy. And there's a reason that nobody's talking about that. Because if being spiritual means that you're supposed to be getting more peaceful, then why do so many people more than ever feel more disconnected, more numb, more lost than ever? If you're feeling this, you're not alone. We're going to get into it right now. Come on with me. Let's go.
Times and places are all in who you share them with. And it's life, and the point is enjoy.
Spirituality has turned into another way to avoid pain. Meditation, crystals, psychic readings. We overuse these things in order to escape our reality, in order to escape ourselves, escape what's going on, in order to attempt to not feel what we're feeling. But the thing is that we're humans. We're supposed to feel things. We are feeling creatures. So you don't need to push these things away with these spiritual practices. You need to embody more of yourself, express yourself, and use these techniques as something that can push you and guide you more like into the right direction that you're really seeking. Avoiding our emotions and pushing them away is not being spiritual, is not being evolved, is not being in alignment with who we really are. Who we really are is an authentic expression of the universe that we are. So stop getting into all these techniques that you don't need to be into. Instead, decide that you're going to go inside and stop using all this spiritual nonsense in order to try and not be human. It's only holding you back. But let me clarify really quick before everyone starts freaking out and saying, Max, you're a jerk. You're saying that I'm using crystals and I'm doing something wrong. You're saying that I'm doing meditation and I'm doing something wrong. Absolutely not. If those things work for you, keep doing them. But so many of us in the spiritual community get lost in all these different spiritual practices and put so much power into something like crystals or give so much power into something like psychic readers, all just to avoid what they're feeling inside or to escape the fact that they're a human and they're supposed to be feeling things. So just stop getting lost in all of that. You're more powerful than that. You're better than that. And that's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to put anybody down or make anybody feel bad about themselves or what they've been doing. I'm just trying to awaken you if you have been giving your power away to spiritual practices and techniques that are outside of yourself when you're supposed to be just going inward and finding a way to understand why you're feeling a certain way, why you feel like you're not expressing yourself in the way that you've always wanted to, why you feel like you keep holding yourself back and self-sabotaging. That's what you're supposed to do. That's the inner work that really guides us. And those tools can help with that, absolutely. But just don't get lost in them. That's all I'm saying. So don't freak out at me, okay? Just don't freak out. And there's also a term for this. It's called Machio, which basically means spiritual bullshit, spiritual distraction. Things that you do to try to run away from who you really are, to distract you from how you're really supposed to be in life. So don't let that happen. Be yourself, climb up the mountain, and allow yourself to be yourself without any practices that you actually need. They're great routines. They're great things to keep in your spiritual practice and devotional thing that you do. But the main thing is, hey, self-expression. Be yourself. Be the God self that you came here to be. Ooh, Maxwell, you're being so spiritually provocative today. Well, thank you, I know. I'm spreading my wings a little bit. I don't have to be little Mr. Perfect, Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, little good soldier guy, soldier boy. I'm only speaking my truth. I'm only speaking things, my truth. I'm only speaking things that I have been feeling inside of me that need to be expressed and need to be shared with all of you. Because there is a lot of distraction out there. And I've been caught in it, and I've given my power away too to meditation and to psychic readers. And I mean, I haven't gotten to psychics really, but you know, on the internet, there's so many different things and so many psychic gurus or of some kind of nature that it's so easy to give your power away to the things that they're saying, or the techniques that they think that you should use, or the crystals that you think they should use, or whatever the case may be. I'm going outside the box a little bit, and I'm calling the spiritual community out. I'm calling the spiritual community out because there is a lot of that spiritual hierarchy going on. Like, I'm more spiritual if I do this, you're less spiritual if you don't do this. I'm more evolved if I do this, and you're less evolved if you don't do this. There's a lot of that going on. And that is not what spirituality is about. And that's why I'm not even a huge fan of the term spirituality, because it could mean so many different things. But it's just the most broad, general way to describe some of the things that we're feeling and that we're expressing. So I'm just trying to say, don't try so hard. Just listen. Just listen to what's inside you. Just listen to the river behind me. Just listen to what's inside your heart. It's not as complicated as we make it. It doesn't require as much as we think. There's a channeler that I listen to who is where I get the term Machio from. It's Adamus Saint Germain, channeled by Jeffrey Hoppe, and you can look him up on the internet. He's very blunt, and he's very direct and right to the point, and doesn't mind hurting people's feelings. And I've always resonated with that energy because I've understood what he's talking about, that there are a lot of spiritual distractions. He describes that all you actually have to do is go sit on a park bench and radiate your light so that you can allow the master within to be received and to be fully expressed out in the world. The world needs nothing more than your light. And we dim our light a lot of the time through spiritual distractions. Because if we don't do them as often as we say that we're going to, then we beat up on ourselves and we dim our lights. It's time to shine our light in this world. It's time to get out of our holes, get out of our caves, come off the mountaintop. We're not meant to be this monk just meditating in peace for the rest of our lives. That's a very unique expression for very, very few amount of people in this world. We're not all meant to be like that. We are all meant to have that level of peace, but that level of peace doesn't only have to come from meditating on a mountaintop or meditating in a snowstorm. I don't know if you guys have seen that guy who does that. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. And those people are spiritually evolved and awake. But we look at that from the outside and we think, oh, we should be doing that, or we need to be doing that, or we need to force ourselves into some kind of spiritual practice in order to get to the next level of our evolution. No, it's as simple as sitting on a park bench. It's as simple as sitting on a park bench and just radiating your light and letting things naturally come to you. There's nothing else to do except to do that. Radiate your light. So guys, that's going to wrap up this video. I say all of this with love and not to push you or not to make you feel bad about yourself. That is not my goal. That is not my agenda. Take this or leave it. These are all suggestions. These are all offerings. As always, I am not your guru. So take what works, take what resonates, and throw out everything else. If you want to apply this later on, or if you want to think about this and chew on it for a little bit, then do that. There's no rush. Don't rush yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself. But all I'm just trying to say is that all of these techniques, all these rituals, all these spiritual distractions can become true distractions if we allow them to. And if we think that that is what spirituality really is just doing all these kinds of techniques constantly and showing people online all the techniques that we're doing and all the cold plunges and all the saunas and all the meditations and all the affirmations and all the journaling and all the whatever, in order to show off your spirituality. That's not why we're here. That's not what being spiritual really is. And let me know if that really resonates with you guys, if that clicks with you. Let me know in the comments. I really want to hear what you guys are thinking, what this lights up inside of you. So these are the times of Maxwell Miller. Thank you so much. Smash that subscribe button and that like button, especially at the beginning times of my channel. It helps me so much, every little subscription, for this movement that I'm wanting to create with all of you, where I just share my life as a journal. I teach you and allow you to see what I'm going through, what my struggles are, what my triumphs are, what my challenges are, what manifestations I've manifested, what I've done to allow my life to be the best version of myself and to be the best expression that I can possibly allow it to be. And so that I can be a living example to all of you, to hopefully inspire you all to do the same, because we're all meant here to self-express in the biggest way that we possibly can, because we are creators, we are the creator itself, we are creators of our own reality. So I love you very much. Stay tuned for part number 2. This is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, because there's going to be a lot more description coming from what I've said in this video and the seeds that I've planted in this video. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys in the next video.